show made of legends. Welcome to Big D Energy on Woodward Sports. Featuring four-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty, the golden voice of Neil Rule, and the iconic Terry Foster. Sit back and relax. It's time for your daily dose of Big D Energy.
Oh yeah, we dropped the Hemi in the pontoon today. No heel Neil. It's just Uncle T. Foster, D-Mac, along with the Legend Killer Flannel Sam, and Spencer Raxter here. Yes, Big D Energy coming at you, hard and heavy, hot and heavy, just like T. Foss always likes it on a Wednesday. Busiest bar night of the year.
You know what I like? I like how Neil always ends up in an exotic place when it gets cold.
Do you see that? You know, speaking of Neil Rule, our fearless leader at Big D Energy, as you can see, he's in the picture, so we got to talk about him. He will join us. Is he going to grace us with his presence?
He is going to grace us with his presence. Is that what I heard? Yep. Yeah, he'll be in the second half of the show. He's going to make an appearance from wherever he is.
He's going to be lording down on us. Yeah. So for all of you on this Wednesday,
that's because he doesn't trust us. That's why he's got to check in.
Well, before Thanksgiving, right? He wants to give thanks. That's what I would see. So everybody out there who's enjoying this Wednesday, I know things are right in the Big D Energy world. Detroit Jobber 313 first in the chat. Shout out to all my peeps out there. Again, thank you, Maddie, for the sacrifice. Oak Island, Spenny, they're going in. Okay, a lot of stuff at Royston Castle Cave yesterday and stuff about the temple. But listen, they're bringing in the machines and they're going in and they're going to be able to see. So stick around. There's your Oak Island update. Thanks for everybody online who was playing around with Oak Island. More importantly, Terry, I know we got big football games around here. Our teams are involved in this weekend. Pistons had a big win last night. Finally. The Red Wings play tonight down at LCA against the Nashville Predators, 9-5-4, trying to extend that. But on this Thanksgiving, I thought we'd started out opening segment, because I am driving today, with what do you love the most about Thanksgiving? The day tomorrow. Like, what is it that you just dig about it? And you brought up a great point, and I think I totally agree with you as I've entered my 50th year.
Okay.
That, man, you look forward to Thanksgiving more and more. And you nailed it. Why did you tell me that we did?
Because I don't have to do anything.
We don't got to do anything. Got to show up.
Yeah, it used to be when you're young, you got to run errands, you got to pick up Aunt Fanny, you got to, we used to call it antique patrol. Antique patrols, you had to get in the car and pick up old people and bring them to the house. I don't have to do that anymore.
That's a real thing.
Right, it's a real thing.
Also, you were afraid, before you tell people your favorite part, but you were also afraid of turning into that guy.
Oh yeah, the guy, the Uncle Frump, who stays in his bedroom, is pissed off for some reason about it being Thanksgiving, and then the kids, somebody has to bring food up to him. And I don't want to be that guy, but it's always, you take it up to him. No. And what happens is the younger kid has to take the food up. He snatches the tray, grumbles at the kid, says, get the hell away from my door, and then shuts the door, just slams it.
Absolutely.
I don't want to become that guy.
Let me ask you, Flannel Sam, there's no way in the Flannel family there's anybody like that. Or what about your favorite parts of Thanksgiving?
I mean, obviously seeing family that you don't get to see very often, like the extended relatives. I'm one of those psychopaths, though, that loves watching Detroit Lions football on Thanksgiving. I think it's a great tradition. I'm glad that they always have it here. And tomorrow, it's going to be a damn big game. And I also just love having a meal with everybody. It's very rare that you get together with some of those family members. And getting to do it on a holiday, it gets sweeter as the days go by. And also, this is my first Thanksgiving as a married man, so I think that's a pretty big milestone.
What about your favorites, T? What do you like?
My favorites is the food, macaroni and cheese. I like the ham. I know you always talk the ham for Christmas.
You caveated it, right? Because
honey-baked ham.
Honey-baked ham. I mean, that's different than like...
That's like candy.
That's right. That's like candy ham. To me, my personal opinion is ham's more of a Christmas dish. But yeah, if the honey baked ham shows up at Thanksgiving tomorrow, I'm not going to say no.
Right.
right? Has it changed over time? Like you either like your food, or is it like your appreciation?
The only thing with our food that has changed is when we were younger, when we made greens, my grandmother made them with salt pork, and then she said, "Oh, we got to get healthier," and then so now she cooks our greens. Well, she's not around anymore, but she started cooking our greens with smoked turkey wings, and that made it delicious too. I miss the salt pork, but it's not necessary.
So who took over? Somebody had to take over the family recipe. Did they revert back to the old way, or do they go with the turkey these days?
No, they go with the turkey.
They still go with the turkey to keep it on. Now, I know at the Raxter residence, heavy libations will be poured, but I gotta think there's an absolute food trough there too.
Oh yeah, we get it done. Cheesy potatoes, mac and cheese, turkey. We got greens, yams, all that good stuff. I'm excited. Thanksgiving is one of my favorite holidays of the year. I think it's slept on because it's you don't have to buy anybody gifts. You just go and eat and watch some football and then take a nap.
That comes up. Ethan Brown brought that up in the Woodward Sports.com chat thread, is the fact that the day off work, right?
Yep.
It's not like Christmas. You don't got to buy presents. Maybe you got to bring over a dish or something like that. Another question. We're talking about food. My favorite part is the Neil nailed it the other day. I am the absolute pumpkin pie, but with twice as much whipped cream. And I told Terry this because you know what I love is the tryptophan, the turkey drug that kicks in naturally. And I think we all correlate that by the second half of that Cowboys game at 4.
Yeah, do they put drugs in your food on Thanksgiving?
It's natural. The turkey exudes this tryptophan or whatever, which is like the sleeping drug. But it's like the natural, and I think we all experience fighting that off.
Yeah.
Trying to fight that off. But that's usually when it happens. What time does everybody usually eat?
4 or 5 o'clock normally.
Yeah, we eat at 2, and then the rest of the day at night.
Yeah.
It just doesn't stop. It's non-stop eating. So I used to have to cover Lions games, and by the time I got home, it was like 7 o'clock. And so my wife would have to hide a plate for me because she would fix the plate, but then she found out before I got there that half the turkey was gone. Somebody had taken a big scoop out of the mac and cheese and the greens, and it was my son. He's like, "Here's some extra food I found, so I'm going to eat it."
How old was he?
He was 10.
Yeah, they do that.
Yeah.
So what she had to do was fix me a plate and hide it. So when I got back from the Lions game like 7:30, everybody's all sluggish and everything. I'm hungry, and so that's the only way I got my Thanksgiving.
So how did you find out?
Find out who got my food?
No, yeah, that this happened before because they were all in the cover-up mode, right?
No. The wife would always bust on my son.
Oh, okay, all
and
right.
After a while, he admitted it.
All right.
He's like, "Yeah, man," or he would screw up. Say, "Man, that extra turkey was really good." So where'd you get it from? Your plate. Okay, good.
That's speaking of your plate. This is the other question: are you guys put it all together? I'm a mashed. Somebody said they didn't even have mashed potatoes.
That was me.
I can't. That's blasphemy because mashed potatoes is the base of everything. The corn,
I know that's
the
what
gravy.
you said. I am 63 years old. I have never had mashed potatoes.
What?
At Thanksgiving.
Why not?
Ever.
Wow.
Except if I go to somebody else's house.
Yeah.
And sometimes they have it. But for the most part, and I was talking to Joey, and he said that black people and Chaldeans are pretty much the same. He says they never have mashed potatoes either.
Really? But does your food, can it touch?
Mine can, but there's other weird people that got to be separated.
Flannel looks like a separator. Flannel, are you a separator?
I mean, it kind of does it naturally because me personally, I have kind of the palate of a 12-year-old boy, so I'm just turkey in a roll. No vegetables, no nothing like that. I'm not a fan. Legend killing all the Thanksgiving vegetables.
That is legend
Spenny,
killing.
give me a quick poll. Are you put it all together because it all goes to the same spot, and it's just sometimes you just get some great new flavors, don't you?
Yeah, you do, because sometimes the juices from something and mixed with it's really great.
Can I tell you, like, guys, there's something that if you do not combine it, and here's the history of the why I know this, because so when you travel and you play in professional sports and you play on the road, they have your lunches at the hotel and it's a buffet. So you have walked how many buffets, right, to eat and put a plate together for how many games, for whatever like this. Along the way, with the cultures that you play with, right, you find stuff that you never mix together. And that's what I look at Thanksgiving like, is always looking for that new flavor or the flavor that you want. Like, to me, it's natural that the corn and the mashed potatoes are doing the mambo jumbo dance together.
No, I tell you, a good dish is mashed potatoes with corn in it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that should
Are
be...
you guys pro or against green bean casserole?
Strongly against.
It's
what?
I'm pro all day.
Yeah.
I mean, I've tried it. There's nothing. I hate olives, and there's really nothing olivesy on for Thanksgiving.
That's fair.
My dad was a huge. I get the cranberry discussion because that's sort of grown on me. Two things that have grown on me, and I don't know if it's because of sobriety or age or whatever. Three things. Spice, take a lot more heat, right? Cranberry. Love cranberry all over everything now, especially turkey, and horseradish, which would explain it. That things that I hated. I still hate olives. It's the only thing. So,
You know what? I hate olives too, but I love a good olive burger, though.
Olive burger.
But as far as the cranberry,
What's an
it's
olive
got to
burger?
be just a little part of it. No, it can't be like a big scoop of it.
right. There is a limit to the cranberry.
Right.
I'm anti-cranberry.
You are.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I like cranberry juice, but not cranberry sauce.
Right.
No thanks.
Now, do you like tomatoes?
Yes.
Do you like ketchup?
Yes.
Do you like tomato juice?
I mean, I
Okay.
wouldn't drink it, but I wouldn't turn it down.
Okay. You just like it with your beer.
Yeah. I like
Called
Bloody
the Red Eye.
Marys.
It's called the red eye.
I like Bloody Marys.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
Of course you do. Of course you do. Let's see here how we got here. We got 56 votes. I'm going to vote. You got to put that stuff all together. Oh, yeah. 78% of the votes right now. That all goes together.
Right.
Than that.
If we were meant to eat everything separately, all the plates would have those little compartments.
That's a good
and
point.
That's where they would sell them. But the way the plates are sold, it's just one big thing. Put it all together.
Guys, that's why he is Uncle Terry Foster. You can't get this knowledge from anywhere. It is supposed to be that way. It is written in the rule book. As I mentioned, Pistons got a much-needed win last night. But more importantly, when we come back from this break, yes, your first-round pick that you haven't seen, that you've criticized your GM, Brad Holmes, for drafting, that you haven't played yet. Jameson Williams spoke to the media yesterday, and what does that mean for him and the Lions offense? We'll hear from him when we come back. But I want to hear first, Spenny. Tell them about SMA. It's so important.
I will. It's SMA, or the Sports Marketing Agency. They are helping fight the mental health problems or substance abuse. So if you are struggling or you know someone who is, make sure you check out SMA. Their new podcast, This is the S Word, helps fight the stigma about seeking help. So if you or someone you know needs help, make sure you go to thesportsma.com to get the help you deserve.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991? Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are. We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports. Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
What's going on, everybody? It's Spencer for the Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck, the home of the original football bowling pin game called Foaling. Multiple different ways you can play. You know they've got the $12 open unlimited play where you can play as long as you want, no questions asked, or they have private lane reservation for $120. If you get thirsty, they have multiple loaded bars for you to choose from, as well as a $2 mystery beer vending machine. That's right, you pop in $2, it points out a good beer, no questions asked, no hassle needed. So make sure you go check them out in Hamtramck or visit them online at foalingwarehouse.com.
We're back here, Big D Energy.
I'm getting a J-Mo clip right now.
No worries. Spenny's working on that. Waving over here. We're back. D-Mac, T-Foss here. On a Wednesday, we're talking about Jameson Williams. He spoke yesterday, which I take it, Terry, as the positive sign when you haven't really heard from him. And just from what he said, Spencer's going to play it here in a minute, but just the positivity. And in Cole's notes, he had adversity, right? Coming back from the ACL injury and getting it back to where the strength is that there was some trying times, but it's good to see that he battled through it, and he can't but help this team, can he?
No, yeah, he's going to help the team if healthy, if he's healthy, obviously. But that's the thing that we don't know. We don't know how he's going to recover from this. And the only thing I worry is, does he lose any speed? If he doesn't lose any speed, he's going to be a monster. And I look at this is a guy the Lions could never touch if he was completely healthy. Because of draft position, somebody else would have taken him. So, he's going to be a real good bonus for them.
Now, did you like this pick when it was made? Because this was something that not out of the norm for the Lions to trade down and move down to make this pick for this offensive guy. I know a lot of people speculated where they, thought they should take a defensive guy or stuff like this, but was this the right choice? And even though he hasn't played this year, but he's coming out now?
Yeah, I'm fine with him not playing this year, even though he's going to play, because I kind of looked at this season as another year of development. The year you really needed to look at the Lions as a real team was next year and beyond. So if Jameson Williams didn't play this year, I would have been okay with that, because it's like getting an additional first-round draft pick. And the Lions have a history of drafting injured players who don't play. But none of these guys were difference makers, even when they were healthy. Jameson Williams is a guy who's a playmaker. Now, in the National Football League, you have guys who are good players. They can play. They can hurt you. But there is a handful of guys who are playmakers. In other words, a game that's decided by 5 or 6 plays, they're going to be involved in like 3 or 4 of them, and they will make a difference. Jameson Williams, if healthy, is one of those guys. He's just special. He's different.
I love it. Well, let's hear from number 9. Yes, number 9 of your Detroit Lions.
What's the biggest challenge coming back?
I would say getting back out there. I had a lot of workouts, a lot of down days, a lot of bad days I had to push through. But I'm here now, so everything has been going well. That's probably the worst part now.
Have you felt like the same old J-Mo? I mean, like not missing a step? Like, yeah.
I feel the same. I feel a lot better.
lot
I'm just
better?
happy to get back on my feet, get moving, see what I can do.
The whole number 9 jersey. I'm curious, what did Matthew say when you texted him about?
One thing, I don't pretty much remember a lot, but one thing he told me is the 9 going to be moving a lot faster on the field.
If you didn't get that, Matt Stafford told Jameson Williams that jersey's the fastest it's ever gonna move. So, yeah,
And the furthest.
and the furthest for sure. No, but you got to be excited, Terry. The one thing is that if he's talking to the media, and then if they're letting him out of the gates, I guess now for practice and stuff, that's got to be a good sign as far as what the doctors think. And even though obviously he's not playing tomorrow, but we could see him next week against Jacksonville. Don't you expect that?
Yeah, the fact that he talked this week means that, yeah, at the latest you'll see him against Jacksonville. And once again, it's an additional draft pick that you kind of get in the middle of the season. And one thing we don't understand around here in Detroit is the difference between good football players and playmakers. The Lions playmakers, since I've been covering or dealing with them, Barry Sanders, playmaker. Calvin Johnson, obviously playmaker. And Aiden Hutchinson could be that. He's developing to that because he's making sacks. If you make a sack early in a down, that team is not going to get a first down 80% of the times. So that's why he's a playmaker. That's why he's a difference maker if he plays at this high level. This guy, Jameson Williams, is so fast that now all of a sudden, here's what the Lions always say. Well, we take what the defense gives us. If Jameson Williams comes in and plays like I think he's going to play, you're going to say, the hell with the defense is playing. We're going to stretch that defense because they can't keep up with him.
I don't think people can really fathom that because this is a different we had a Hall of Famer in Calvin Johnson, but this guy's different than that as far as over-the-top speed and stuff and what he's able to open up. What is it? The big question that I like this year so that moving forward is the biggest questions to all the Goff haters or all the Goff skeptics out there is, will he be able to throw the ball downfield or will he underthrow this guy, right?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So isn't that a blessing? So at least you have the rest of the season. I know you're fighting for the playoffs and everything ahead of you, but you're going to be able to answer a lot of questions, and maybe these are questions that Brad Holmes is going to be able to answer as far as how does this change the dynamic of the team. I don't think, Terry, am I closer to the truth than saying I don't think we understand what a guy like this on our team could mean?
No, we don't understand. And even when you had Calvin Johnson, this is a guy that you could just throw the ball up to. When he's in triple coverage, he's still open. Jameson Williams is a guy that's going to get behind the defense and hopefully be open. And Calvin did it in a different way. They're both terrific, but Calvin wasn't really fast. He was fast, but he wasn't blazing fast. And so Calvin a lot of times caught the ball in traffic. He just out-muscled guys. He was stronger, bigger than everybody else.
Is there a former Lion or somebody that comes to mind with close to this speed that or had that we can think back and remember that affected defenses that way?
I don't know of one. Because you look at the great line receivers. Herman Moore was fast, but his wife was faster than him because she ran track. But he was a guy, he was big. Herman was big. And then Calvin Johnson came in, was like Herman Moore, but Herman Moore deluxe. He was bigger, he was stronger. And so the Lions haven't had real fast guys, maybe who were effective. They had fast receivers, but they're like Mel Gray, who didn't play wide receiver because he was such a great return guy. Brett Perriman was small. He was 5'9", 5'10". And so you haven't had a guy who's 6'2" or above, who's fast as all hell, and is going to stretch a defense.
Well, they bring it out, and I look in the chat thread, and from Chuck Brewer, I can't think of one, to a different guy. Doug Fungus is maybe Mal Gray, but that's your kick returner guy.
But he didn't. He wasn't a good receiver.
But what? So that, to my point, right? We haven't seen. I don't think we realize it. Just sort of because you see, and the comparison is Tyreek Hill, right? Tyreek Hill. Right, as far as that cheetah speed now in Miami and stuff, and you see what it does to that offense. So it's got to be exciting, and exciting for more reasons than one, just because you're going to know, A, to what you asked. Is his speed still there? Is everything that the doctor said as far as structurally, it was only in the one place that they wanted, it wasn't, right? So does the speed come back, right? And then can the quarterback link up with him? Because then slowly but surely, you got something that one other team has, two other teams, a couple other teams have those kind of burners. Right. So
and the thing is I don't think we're going to worry about his speed because the injury wasn't severe. The injury is one that was easily repairable, and the injury was such that this guy should be 100%. He may not be 100% this year, but at some point during training camp, he will be what he was before.
Yeah, how long is it before we even forget the fact that, he missed the first half of his career, right? Because he's so dominant when he comes out. And that's always nice to hear. And you know what? I'm always into free stuff, as you should be. So get the Lady Jane's haircut right now. Register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for some free money. Yes, $200,000 towards your dream house. Yes, $200K. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Feldman, the #1 name for Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, is getting bigger and better. This Black Friday weekend, come celebrate the grand opening of the new freestanding Feldman Jeep store. Enjoy free food, live radio remotes from Woodward Sports, and even an autograph signing by former Detroit Red Wing Darren McCarty. Plus, receive a free $100 gas card with the purchase of a new vehicle. Come Jeep out this Friday and Saturday at the new Feldman Jeep at 8731 Dixie Highway in Clarkston.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Time to talk about Mike Phillips. No, not former Cumberland football head coach from 1902 to 1904, A.L. Phillips, but Michael Phillips. Looking to buy or sell your home, whether you're a player or a fan, helping you buy, sell, or invest is Michael Phillips' top priority. Being in the game for 23 years makes Mike the #1 option for anyone. If you have real estate needs, call Michael Phillips at 313-403-0011. That is 313-403-0011.
Here we are back, Big D Energy, D-Mac, T-Foss. You know what? Maz actually got a picture with that coach back in the day, I'm pretty sure, when he was a little kid.
Yeah.
So
he was there.
That was pretty good. Talking about big game tomorrow downtown, 12:30. People are going down to Ford Field. Maybe they go down. I think the parade is on downtown and stuff like that. You used to cover when you used to cover the lines and stuff like that. What time? How give us a routine? You know, for a guy who's reporting to go down, especially on like Thanksgiving?
First of all, the routine was I had to find the pathway to Ford Field because of the parade. So I would get there about 10:30 in the morning, and the Lions would always have like a little Thanksgiving meal for you, and so we'd eat and then read pregame notes, peek out over the stands, see how people were coming, and then by 1 o'clock it's time to cover the game. And so game would end about 4:30 or 5. Then you have to go to the locker room, interview people, write a column or a story, and I wouldn't get out there until out of the stadium until about 7. And after writing everything. So but then the part I didn't like is everybody else is eating at home, and like I said, my wife would hide that plate for me so I could eat.
I love it.
I did not like covering Thanksgiving games.
No.
I wanted to be with my family.
Absolutely.
And I'm a football TV guy. I'd rather watch it on TV.
Well, it's the best. Hockey's the best game live. Football's the best game on TV with the replays and stuff like that. So I see in the chat thread by a lot of people is that I will enjoy my turkey a lot more tomorrow with the Lions' victory. T-Foss, I straight up flat asked you, can the Detroit Lions win tomorrow? Or
they absolutely can win tomorrow. I think what we have found out in the National Football League is even teams with good records are suffering on the football field. You have to look at a game. People look at games like they won, they played well. They lost, they didn't play well. Well, that's not true. Buffalo, I don't think has been playing very well. They played pretty well Sunday at Ford Field against Cleveland, but I don't think they played lights out football, even though they've been winning. It's like Minnesota wasn't playing lights out football, and then they got smashed by Dallas. Buffalo is a team that's not the Kansas City Chiefs now, who are the only way you can beat them is if you really play a great game. But the NFL this year, more than any year I've seen, I think anybody could beat another team. The Lions proved it. They not only beat the New York Giants, who had a 7-2 record, they made the Giants cry uncle. And if you come in with that mentality that you can win this game, then the Lions are going to win this game. For instance, Buffalo is a 7.5 point favorite. I think that's way too many points.
I saw it even higher.
Did you? Okay.
I saw it at 9.5.
This is half to 60% NFL games come down to a possession, and so and these games are 6 plays. They decided by 6 plays. Be better in 4 of those 6 plays, and you win the game. And I think this is what this game is going to boil down to. Buffalo is not a team that I look at and say, "Oh my God, you can't beat them." Now, I thought that at the beginning of the season. I thought that early, but now watching them play, I'm like, they can get beat.
Isn't Buffalo the team that it's sort of you always expect them? They can't finish it off. It's sort of like it's
right.
It's representative of their 4 Super Bowl appearances in a row and not being able to win the big one in the division. They are they're talented, they're a great team, but they haven't played up to their potential. So, what are a couple keys that you will look for in this game, because it's imperative that the Lions, like for you, that the Lions have to.
I'll tell you one thing about they're not a blue blood. A blue blood will come into Ford Field. We're playing the Detroit Lions. We may have a bad first half, but the bottom line, we're going to wear the Lions down, kick their ass. Buffalo is still trying to figure out what they are as an organization. So I don't think they're in that blue blood, have that blue blood mentality like we can do what we want.
Sort of like the mentality of how we all knew what was going to happen when we went to New England earlier this year.
Right. But New England is starting to leave that aura because, they've had losing records the last few years, or just above 500 records. So they're no longer in that atmosphere. I think what happens with the Lions in New England, Bill Belichick saw the flaws that the rest of the NFL didn't see. He exploited them and then took care of business. And while we were focused on Matt Patricia, he probably told Matt Patricia, go sit in the closet for a week. I got this handled. And so that's what a great coach would do to you.
Well, I'm going to go over to Sam Flannel, because when I say Sam Flannel, is there a path to victory? You will even go further than that. You say they are going to win. Can you please narrate the path to victory that you see for this Detroit Lions team?
All right, there are a couple of ways that they can win. First off, this Buffalo Bills team, like Terry said, is not the juggernaut that maybe we thought they were. I think they are a little bit more vulnerable. The first thing they have to do is they have to dominate the line of scrimmage on offense. They have to use that dominant offensive line that is going to miss Jonah Jackson, but still has the majority of them there, and run the football with Jamal Williams, get ahead of the chains, control the clock, get first downs, and just score points with the run game, and have Jared Goff maybe be able to make a couple of plays off of play action to Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's how they do it on offense, in my opinion. On defense, limit their run game. They just limited Saquon Barkley, and with all due respect to Devin Singletary and James Cook, they're not Saquon Barkley. You cannot let those running backs get off. You can't let Josh Allen kill you with his legs on those 3rd and 8 scrambles. And one thing about Josh Allen this year, he's been a little loosey-goosey with the football. In 10 games, he has 10 interceptions, which is second in the NFL in interceptions to Davis Mills. So I'm looking for Josh Allen to maybe put the ball up in harm's way, maybe once or twice, and for a ball-hawking rookie safety named Kirby Joseph to pick one off and maybe take one to the house. It's not going to be easy, but it absolutely can be done. This is not a team that the Detroit Lions should be scared of. This is not a team that the Detroit Lions should roll over to. They can beat this team. And what that can do for this team cannot be overstated. I think the Lions will beat the Buffalo Bills.
Slow down, Buckaroo.
And the other thing Josh Allen is doing is he's turning the ball over late in tight ball games.
Absolutely.
When you absolutely cannot turn it over. But he's been doing it. And I think a lot of it has been he feels so comfortable that he feels too comfortable and just tosses the ball up for grabs. You can't do that.
Too many more times is that the inconsistency and sort of a couple commentators are saying reverting back to making the primary mistakes that he was making in his rookie year or early on. Spencer, where are you at with this?
I see a path to victory. Like, it can be there. I don't think it's going to happen. I do still think it's Josh Allen. He is not 100%, but if Daniel Jones goes for 50 rushing yards against Josh Allen's going to go for 80 plus. And it's tough to stop a guy like that who can do a lot. Without Jeff Okudah, I think Stephon Diggs is going to run free in our secondary, and that's going to be tough to stop. And their defense is still elite. They got healthy. They got Jordan Poyer back in that defense. They got all of their secondary back. So it's going to be tough. Goff is going to be under a lot of pressure, and he is going to have to get the ball out of his hands fast and get it away from the great secondary that Buffalo has.
All right, here's the elephant in the room. 2 questions I have. What are you more afraid of? Because I think I have this feeling that what we did as the Lions team to Daniel Jones last week is what Buffalo is looking to do to your quarterback and Jared Goff. But you bring up a lot of different things. No Jeff Okudah in the secondary, the running ability. We've proven we can't stop a running quarterback. Mm-hmm. My question to you, Terry Foster, are you more concerned with the defensive effort and sort of breakdowns in the yards that we've been giving up turning into more points, or are you more concerned about what the Buffalo defense will do to Jared Goff?
I'm more concerned with the Lions defense, because if you notice, when the Lions were the best offense in the history of football, they were losing. And then the offense cooled down, but the defense picked up. That's when they were winning their games. And, I always hate to hear this, but it's true. Offense is for show, but if you really want to win, you're going to win off of your defense. And so the Lions have proven that. Their offense is not great. You shouldn't fear the Lions' offense. But the defense is shutting down the run. The Giants couldn't win that game because Saquon Barkley couldn't go off. And you're always afraid of that 17, 20, 80-yard run. It never happened. That's why the Giants, they're like, okay, this is our bread and butter, and we can't run it. they may as well just cry at Uncle then. We're done. Unless they figured out a way. So the defense is why the Lions are going to win games. And if that defense becomes porous again, I don't care how many points they score, they're going to start losing again.
Well, for me, like I said, I'm more concerned about 2 or 3 picks against, or maybe a fumble or something like that. Because on the defense side of the ball, Terry, to your point, what have we asked for on Big D Energy sitting here is for some of our guys to make plays at moments. Well, did you just notice that Aiden Hutchinson was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week with his 3 tackles and interception, fumble recovery? Is that not 2 out of the past 3 weeks? Am I correct in that?
Your math is correct. You're a good mathematician.
NFC Defensive Players of the Week. So, does that not tell you that there's some improvement? There's also something there, the confidence of a younger team with what they're doing in shutting down Saquon Barkley last week, the confidence in that. So hopefully, like you said, Terry, you made it apparent. It doesn't, yes, the offense has to go, but this defense is what's allowing this team to win, and it's not yardage. It's
now the
because
offense
can't
plays. Turn into complete garbage, like turning the ball over. That's the death sentence
or
right
not
there.
Scoring points in the second half. Right. So
no, they can survive not scoring points in the second half if the defense is very good and the offense is not turning the ball over deep in their own territory.
Sam, do you have are you more worried about one or the other?
I am worried about Josh Allen going off. Spencer did say Jeff Okudah's not going to play, so it's concerning. I do think Josh Allen is going to get his, but you can't let him just go off and have his get-right game. He's going to make a few plays, but don't let him scramble on that 3rd and 10 and get a 15-yard run. Don't let him throw for 3 or 4 touchdown passes. Force him into a turnover or 2, because like I said, I'm not worried about the Lions defense not being able to stop their running backs. But Josh Allen, he's still one of the best quarterbacks in the league. You can't let him get off and have just one of those dominant games. That's what I'm worried about. But I think they can contain him to at least a mid sort of regular good game. And I think they can win that way.
Spats?
Yeah, it's going to be tough. They're going to need a lot of energy flying around that defense if they want to stop Josh Allen. And if you need energy, all you got to do is grab a Cintron, because Cintron is the official energy drink of the Red Wings. Cintron has combined all 3 of their delicious flavors into a limited edition 6-pack sampler box. Try Cintron's great tasting cranberry, classic, and sugar-free all in 1 pack. Okay. Pre-order your Cintron 6-pack sampler box today at CintronWorld.com/Red Wings. Get energized with Cintron, and let's go Red Wings.
Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
What's a winter wonderland if you can't shop, eat, and play? Lucky for you, you can do it all at the Downtown Detroit Market, Cadillac Lodge, and the new winter version of the Monroe Street Midway, all located just across the street from Campus Martius Park. Find the fun at deckedoutdetroit.com.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
What's up, guys and girls? We've been telling you about custom health centers and how they've had over 20,000 successful stories, like the last words, I mean, the bottom lines, Ryan Ermanni here, friends here. You may know former Piston Rick Mahorn or Eddie Murray. What they've done is they've emotionally, mentally, and physically, spiritually helped themselves with custom health centers. And you can go there too. You know what? Dr. Jason, yeah, he's the man. Work you through your own program. I know like this, Ryan's lost. He's almost at 20 pounds. He's down. I talked to him yesterday. So
I'm proud of him. His booty used to take up 3 panels. Now it's only 1.
Well, see, that's how we know, T, because we've been around and we see him every day. But if you want to do the work, Custom Health Centers is a place you want to do. Give them a call today, 844-789-8446. That's 844-789-8446. Ask for Dr. Jason. Set you up just like Ryan. All right, Big D Energy coming back hot here. I see in the chat thread, I know, Rad Dad, Scott, and the rest of you, we don't talk hockey enough and stuff. We'll get to hockey in the second hour and stuff. It's important. There's a Thanksgiving game. It's a little bit bigger going on downtown. And I thought because it's Thanksgiving, guys, you know what? A lot of times get accused of being maybe too serious or too terse, especially when it comes to the Legend Killer and some of his takes. But I was thinking, guys, what if he's right? What if they do win? What if the Lions win tomorrow? And then I'm not talking that they're 5-6 and they're on the graphic and really they're in play. But what if the Detroit Lions beat the Buffalo Bills for their 4 straight wins, but beat them on Thanksgiving Day, which they haven't won Thanksgiving since 2016, and it's a tough team that's coming in. But what, Terry? What if they win?
If they do, it becomes hot around here. The fan base is going to be hot. The organization is going to be hot. It's going to be a different atmosphere around here.
Okay, to use your analogy, where are we right now going into the game after the last 3 games or whatever? What 1 to 10 if we're going to the hotness, 10 being like lava fuego?
Yeah, I would say a 5 right now.
Okay.
I know people are excited about the 3 wins, but now you get a chance to beat a very good team, and that is going to add to the enthusiasm. Now, even though the Lions beat the Giants, who are 7-2, I don't think it was that much enthusiasm from the standpoint that people who saw the Giants play and not just looked at their record could tell they're not really that good.
Right.
Once the running game was shut down with the Giants, you had them in a stranglehold.
So if they're a 5, right, which you agree, which is so much better because on your analogy we were
a 0.
a 0 3 weeks ago. But what will we go, 5 to 9? Like, is this a 4 dot? Like, where would that take you?
People will over-exaggerate. It will be a 9 around here.
It will be a 9. T-Foss says from a 5 to a 9 on the Heat scale. That is inside the volcano.
And then you got 10 games before, 10 days before the next game.
And against Jacksonville and stuff like that. Is that a good thing in the root for what we do? Will we like that? Is that better for us?
Sure. And, I guess you get tired of the same old, me ragging on the Lions because I know they're no good, and then people making excuses for them. Let's try something different.
I love it. Spencer, what would it mean? Right, I know what it would mean at the Rackster household. Holy, I need videos of somebody going through a table. I mean, there would be like, you would do the Buffalo Bills to their face and post it online, your Lions jerseys.
Yeah, it would mean a lot. It would mean, well, first of all, it would mean I'm getting a tattoo, which I'm not too excited about.
Anybody who missed it yesterday, and the polling's closed, but Spencer made if the Lions win, he has to get a Dan Campbell face tattoo on his inner thigh.
Yeah. Well, right on the front of the thigh.
Oh, right on the front. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was inner thigh. That doesn't make it as creepy.
Yeah.
And if Buffalo wins, Sam has to go next door to Hunter House, which is like burgers and fries. And Spenny Spenny's feeling, and you know what is. Like, it tells you what a savage Spencer is. So right after Thanksgiving, he's looking to go back to back with Hunter House. This man is a savage on heavyweight.
He is. But so if the Buffalo wins, is Hunter House?
Yes.
He's got to buy him Hunter House.
Just buy the whole heavyweights crew. Hunter House.
Well, she root for Buffalo to win then.
Yeah.
Hunter's House.
No,
is better.
Dude, he's got to get the tattoo.
No. I'd rather have the burgers than the tattoo.
No, I know that's what Spencer was thinking.
Yeah.
Right,
and
exactly.
it's more likely for Buffalo to win, so the punishment isn't as bad.
Sam, you just got married. You live in La La Land. Stay there. Lions victory.
It would mean, and this is something I've been saying a lot in the heavyweights lately, the moon, the sun, and the stars. If the Lions can go on Thanksgiving and beat the Buffalo Bills at home, which is the toughest game remaining on their schedule, in my opinion, then it's playoffs or bust. This is firmly a team at 5-6 that can win maybe 4 of their next 6, be 9-8, and sneak into the playoffs. And at this point, you would expect that. You would go from a month ago being roll the tanks in the streets to this team should make the playoffs. That cannot be overstated enough. And I think the city of Detroit, especially on Thanksgiving, coming into a long week, would just explode. It would be just jubilation downtown, around the stadium, around Ford Field. It would, and also for guys like Dan Campbell, Aaron Glenn, it would put even further it would put a moratorium on all of the hot seat talk. They would be the toast of the town. This Lions team would be the toast of the town. It would just be a nonstop party for over a week. So they have so much power over us. And I think the Lions will win, so I'm looking forward to what can happen.
That was a little bit. That was a lot. The
I'll tell you,
sun, the moon, the stars, everything.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I'm just going to drop a joint. That's not winning, bro.
Yeah.
But that's, a way there. I think that would be a great gift. I think that it would tell you a lot of the consistency and how they're going to have to do it. I mean, to me, the biggest difference, right, is obviously the execution, and we talk about the coaching, but it's the discipline, right? It's the turnovers when you go down to it, and making plays when it happens and stuff like this. This is the biggest test of the year. But what's it to say, Terry? It goes to show you, I guess, to be skeptical, right? Is it can go either way in the NFL. To your point, that anybody can win this year. Isn't that across the board?
That is.
In any football league, NCAA football.
Not
college,
as much there.
Not as much, but it's there more than it has in the past, isn't it?
It has been. It's been a weird. I mean, we've seen some weird upsets this year, so I don't know what's in the water. But I'll tell you what's the Lions' toughest game left on the schedule is Jacksonville if they beat Buffalo.
It's a trap
because
game.
One, there's going to be a let-up factor in that locker room.
Yeah.
And Dan Campbell's going to have to work really hard not to let that happen. But it's going to be almost impossible because the Lions are going to be thinking, we got 10 days off. It's Jacksonville. For the first time, the Lions are not going to respect an opponent.
Oh, yeah.
And it's on the road. So to me, that's going to be a tougher game if they beat Buffalo.
Yeah, but are you? So here it is. Are you willing to take that chance? Because that's all part of growth. How to handle adversity, how to handle prosperity. That's true. That's part of it too. So further along, I'm willing to take that chance that happens because you know why? I got them beating Jacksonville and losing to Buffalo, so it's the same sort of thing.
Same record
right?
at the end of the day.
And just the confidence that it would happen. Terry, you're absolutely correct, and those are the conversations to have next week. But it would be, I'm all for it. And that's, one of the things that they could do.
Like it's tough to take that next step. Who we've been waiting for to take that next step? The Cleveland Browns. But they keep getting in their way. And they keep bringing in play. Well, they're good. We're good now. It's a good team and everything. But then they fall right on their face. So it's tough to become one of those blue bloods where it's like, we expect to win. And one of the things that Dan Campbell's been preaching to his team, when you go out there, expect to win. And you can say it, but do you really believe it? You got to be 100% behind it. I think the Lions are getting there. They're probably 90% now. But which means they can give teams who are their equals or a little bit better hell. But when you go into an opposing stadium that you don't think is that good, for a team like the Lions, that's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to win that game.
No, it is going to be tough. Now, how about because of the last 2 games are road wins? Has the narrative about Dan Campbell can't win on the road, or have you gone, okay, they figured out how to go into different places and do it? Is that conversation?
I think what I have seen is I see more of a team. Something happened the last 3 weeks where it seems like they're more on the same page. And during the early part of the season, they talked about it. They probably even believed it. But when it was time to decide the game, they were all over the place.
You know, don't you always hear about that, right? Players-only meetings, all this stuff. You sort of blow it off.
Do you believe in them?
Yes. Yes, depending on who's leading them, right? Obviously, our biggest and our most memorable players only, I call it the F hunting, is when Steve Eisman talks, people listen, was after we're down 0-2 in Vancouver, in Vancouver in the 2002 Stanley Cup run. And it was one of these things is pretty much to that conversation. It was the accountability and look in the mirror going, hey, we haven't played our best. We play our best, don't worry about it, but we had to hold accountability to ourselves. I bring this up because 3 weeks ago there was a players only meeting. Right. It's been mentioned, and I think the biggest difference and what I see is that what Dan Campbell has done is he's raising, it's almost like in the past, my perception of football, Terry, and you're in the locker room, is that the special teams is one unit, the defense and the offense. And you know what? Maybe they see each other during practice or whatever, but they're always segregated and sort of cliques. This year, this team, anyways, Dan Campbell, it's everybody's together, whatever like this, meetings together, and then boom, off to your specialty area. I think it really plays off. It reminds me, he's doing a great job, sort of like Guardian Alarm. Guys, that's the Guardian Alarm service, because Guardian Alarm will keep you safe and give you peace of mind whether you're at home or on the road, just like the Detroit Lions, 24/7. Yes, 24/7 local monitors keeps what's important to you safe and sound. So if you want to be part of the Big D Energy Woodward Sports family, you can too, but I need you to call 1-800.
Stay out.
That's 1-800.
Stay out.
162 2 days of straight flannel protection. We're coming up on the halfway point, boys and girls. If you want your flannel protected, just like Flannel Sam's, give Guardian Alarm a call. 1-800.
Stay out. Stay out of the end
my
zone.
house.
Stephon Diggs.
Guardian Alarm, you look security experts.
Feldman, the #1 name for Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, is getting bigger and better. This Black Friday weekend, come celebrate the grand opening of the new freestanding Feldman Jeep store. Enjoy free food, live radio remotes from Woodward Sports, and even an autograph signing by former Detroit Red Wing Darren McCarty. Plus, receive a free $100 gas card with the purchase of a new vehicle. Come Jeep out this Friday and Saturday at the new Feldman Jeep at 8731 Dixie Highway in Clarkston.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You can get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Welcome back, a Big D Energy, Darren McCarty, Terry Foster, Flannel Sam, Spenmo Rack, Spencer Rackster, all here today. No Neil Rule, but I heard he was coming down to lord over us from the Bahamas. So I think he sent me something that it was 82 degrees with the wind chill. It was 80.
Oh,
so
that's rough.
Up his nose with a rubber hose. But we'll hear what he has to say. Thought this would be an apropos time, Spence. You know, it's a big part of the show. I love these things, the NFL Nickel package. Here it is, the NFL Thanksgiving edition. Take it away, kid.
Let's go. NFL Nickel package, Thanksgiving Day edition. First question. Can the Giants bounce back from their loss to the Lions against the Dallas Cowboys?
Can they bounce back and play better? Yes. Will they bounce back and win? No. Teams, especially in the NFL, when they have a bad performance, the next week it's a different team. Unless there's something going on in that locker room. I think they will figure out a way to run the ball better against the Dallas Cowboys. But the bottom line is they're not going to be able to stop the Cowboys' run. And I think Dak Prescott is finally figured out, I got something to prove in this league. He has to treat it like he's a rookie. Like he's fighting for his job every day. So I think that's going to be the difference.
It almost seemed that something clicked in him last week, that he was fighting for his job and it wasn't Jerry Jones's guy talking about Dak Prescott. I do agree that I think that they will play better, but to me, both those games when I looked at them were around the same. The Dallas game and the New York game and the Bills and the Lions, I feel a lot more comfortable taking the Lions with the points than I ever would with the Giants and the points. So
I agree.
I think that Dallas has something going. You know, the one thing with Dallas is Tony Pollard. You know, he's that sort of X factor for them, and then obviously the way they play defense. So going home, if Dallas is anything for real, they got to build on what they did last week. So,
and you know, I used to think Ezekiel Elliott was the second best player, running back in the National Football League. Now he's the second best running back on his team.
Were you guys anybody a Zeke fan in here?
I liked Zeke. I liked Zeke a lot for the
Still?
first couple
Well,
years.
of course
Not
you
anymore.
did, because he's always eating,
He's always
bro.
eating.
I mean,
not
that's
anymore.
fair.
No, but his first couple years, I liked him.
I think Spence liked him because he wanted to do his hair like him.
Honestly,
or his nose ring.
Or the nose ring. The nose ring's dope.
That'll be either our
And
number.
I got crop tops like Zeke too. But second question of the Thanksgiving Day Nickel package. Two of the best wide receivers in the NFL will be on display on Thanksgiving. Who goes for more receiving yards? Justin Jefferson versus said Cowboys? Justin Jefferson or Stephon Diggs? Justin Jefferson.
I'm going to go. Listen, this is the old head bet for me, right? Which I have Stephon Diggs as my wide receiver in my fantasy team. I hope he doesn't go off. But if he does, Terry, then
enough to get a victory.
It's in the head, right? Enough to get a victory, right? But I gotta say Stephon Diggs.
The Vikings are playing the Patriots,
but so I would gotta say Stephon Diggs without Okudah there. Just like you said, Buffalo looked better last week. Josh Allen knows the arena he's playing in, the football field. Played there last week, so I mean it's got to be Diggs.
I have a thing called a look-ahead machine. And here's what my look-ahead machine is saying. The Lions figured out a way to slow down Barkley, actually shut him down. Mm-hmm. The Lions are going to figure out a way not to stop Stephon Diggs, but to make him a more normal wide receiver. Okay. So I can see that scenario happening where they take two of the biggest stars in the National Football League in consecutive weeks and make them look normal. Wow. So I'm going to go Justin Jefferson. If nothing else, the man can always make a one-handed catch in traffic, and he's, to me, is the best receiver in the National Football League.
That's very fair. That's very fair. I love me some JJ. But third question of the Thanksgiving Day Nickel package, gobble gobble. Who has more rushing yards between the quarterbacks? Daniel Jones versus the Cowboys or Josh Allen versus the Lions?
I'm going to say Josh Allen because if Terry's theory goes right, somebody's got to be open. Right. So if they're going to shut down Diggs, still until the Lions prove they can stop a mobile quarterback. Micah Parsons is a linebacker that's got the speed that I think they can contain. Like I think Giants are more looking to get Barkley to explode than it is Daniel Jones. So Josh Allen, hope I'm wrong.
I agree with that. I look at Josh Allen as a running quarterback. I still, Daniel Jones a running quarterback, I don't view that. Yeah, if it's open, he'll take it, but I think Josh Allen is more. His mentality is more. I can run and I can bust you with it. Daniel Jones is still. Well,
he's not viewed, right? We don't view him as a runner, so
if something is open, I'll try my best.
We're worried about his little hands. We're worried about his little hands holding the ball and his feet go faster.
Josh Allen is more of a murderer.
Daniel Jones is going to be running for his life, though. You know, he's going up against that Cowboys pass rush, so he might squirt a couple out. Whoa. But next question of the Thanksgiving Day. Nickle package. More likely to get an interception. Kirby Joseph or Trayvon Diggs?
Well, Trayvon Diggs is a guy, I mean, both those guys are ball hawks. I'm going Kirby Joseph, though. I think in order for, pathway to win, Flannel was saying, is that the fact that the defense comes up, make Josh Allen, who has not taken care of the ball, has 10 picks this year, and that ball finds Kirby Joseph. We said this when he was at Illinois, and when we met him out at Feldman's and stuff like this, that, ball follows some guys around. Puck follows scorers around. I know what it's like. So I'm going to go Kirby. Hope he gets another one.
Kirby Joseph is feeling good about himself, and Josh Allen is going to throw 1 or 2 picks. One of them will be to Kirby Joseph, so I'm going to say Kirby Joseph.
There we go. I love it. I love it. Kirby's making plays. Final question of the Thanksgiving Day nickel package. Gobble, gobble. More passing yards. Kirk Cousins or Dak Prescott?
I'm going to go Kirk Cousins from the standpoint, only I think the Dallas Cowboys are going to figure a way to run the football, and they're not going to pass that much as Kirk Cousins will.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go Cowboys.
Isn't the status of Dalvin Cook a little up in the air?
Yes, it is.
Right. So we've seen the connection between Kirk Cousins and Thielen and Jefferson and stuff like that. So I think Terry, just because of the game plan, they're going to want to establish Zeke and Pollard. And even last week, 40-3, I think he only threw for 250 or 260. So I'll go Kirk Cousins here. Which, real quick, guys, I got both these lines at 9.5 right now. The Lions plus 9.5 against the Bills, and the Cowboys minus 9.5 against the Giants. Which one are you more confident in?
Cowboys
Lions
and the
plus
Giants.
9.5.
I think Cowboys minus 9.5 with the Giants. I think it's just the Cowboys defense is so good, man. They have so many pass rushers. They have 9 players on their team with at least 1 sack. They have 4 guys with over 5 sacks. They're dominant. I think they're gonna rattle Daniel Jones.
How about this? Take them both.
Yeah.
You like that?
I like them both too.
Take
yeah.
them both. So you at least 2-0 for next week.
No, I can't argue with that. What about the late game? You got any?
I think it's
way?
good.
This is a tough. I was looking at the schedule, and I know that as the leader in the clubhouse and stuff like this. This week's tough because the games I like are all on Thursday. But who do you like? Anybody late game spreading?
I think if the spread was a little bigger, I would take the Patriots because I do think it's going to be a close game. But I would take the Vikings minus the 2.5. I do think it's going to be close.
I was going to ask,
Vikings
what's the weather going to be like? But it's in a dome, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Dallas may have broken Minnesota a little bit last week. I mean, they busted. I mean, they kicked their ass.
They could have, or they could come back hungry.
At home again. So if you got to think, to Spencer's point, right? Back to back after getting butt whipped the first of your back to back, you got to come back with a vengeance, or else if they lose this game, even with their record, how much of an imposter are they?
Yeah. For sure.
Do you believe in Minnesota anyways, Terry?
I did a week ago. But no more. I'm broken.
You didn't believe. Oh, you did believe.
I did believe in them.
So, do you believe in Minnesota now? No.
That broke me. Because I do believe in the NFL up-down theory that if you lose a game, you'll be better the following week. But if you get annihilated, it affects players. It affects guys, and they may be in a little bit of doubt.
Because wouldn't you say Minnesota is emotionally roller coaster?
And maybe
most
the
of
roller
time.
coaster is coming down, and it may not go up
But
again.
they're more like a ship at sea, right? They're always either the wind's behind them, they got the sail up, or they're in rough waters. You can't figure them out. You talk about the blue bloods,
right?
What are the ones in the middle? Because
The Purple Bloods.
Yeah, well, whatever it is. Whatever it is. It should be a good game. Do you like, last question for this roster, do you like this Thanksgiving Day, what they're giving us, the menu the NFL's giving us?
I do like the menu. I love the Giants and the Cowboys.
Yes.
I mean, first of all, they hate each other. And they've hated each other since the 60s. So this is nothing new.
I think, but is it wrong when I looked at this schedule, like to see what the viewing pleasure would be? I was like, oh man, this is a good year, because it hasn't been a little bit weak sauce in the past.
It has.
So the NFL stepping back up.
That's because of the Lions.
You normally see a Lions blowout, yeah.
That's because of the Lions, and we're not going to do it this year.
Well, this year the Lions are on people's radar. People, a lot more people are not going to look at the early games. Oh shoot, the Lions are playing.
They want to know what it's about. Hard
knocks.
They want to know. Got the
Hard
three
knocks,
wins,
the 3
in a
games
row.
winning streak. So people might say, okay, I'll check these Lions out.
No, it should be good. You know, one of the other things before we go to break, Dan Campbell brought it up too. What about the noise? I think that place is going to be rocking as it has. And I was there for Washington early in the year.
Well, he wants it.
No, we all absolutely wants it. But I mean, that hopefully maybe that can help and throw Buffalo, and because last week you wouldn't think that the noise would have affected them negatively, would you have?
That was their home game.
Pretty much.
And even though Cleveland is closer, a lot of people from Buffalo bought tickets, and it was a smart thing making them $10.
Yeah.
So,
no, I mean, and I saw that the Nice of Buffalo, they donated $20,000 to the Detroit Lions Foundation and bought coffee and donuts or something like that. But forget coffee and donuts. What about lunch?
Burgers and fries, man. Burgers and fries is what it's all about. Because at Big Boy, they got burgers and fries in their back. They've got the chili cheese is such a tease. It's not the Slim Jim, it's the Big Jim. And guess what else is new? The Bacon Blue. How about upgrading those fries? They got chili cheese fries, they got nacho fries, and of course they got the baked potato fries. So make sure you go satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
When it comes to making your haircut truly an experience, there's no better place than Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Come to any one of our 26 Metro Detroit locations for an award-winning haircut experience and qualify for a chance to win a down payment for your dream home up to $200,000. Our precision haircut and talented stylists will have you looking good, feeling good, and give you a chance to change your life forever. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D with spotless, sanitized rooms and trained and certified tanning professionals. Join the Pepper Club for all the best deals. They'll beat all competitors by $5. Don't forget to pick up the Australian Gold, Designer Skin, Caltan, and Swedish Beauty lotions. ChiliPeppersTanning.com. Hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, the darkest tans, your vitamin D headquarters. 27 locations more and coming. It's Chili Peppers Tanning.
Chili Peppers Tan.
Welcome back, Big D Energy on this Wednesday. Were you a big, known as the busiest bar night of the year because everybody's home from college and stuff like this? Were you a peruser of the clubs back in the day, or was this a big bar night for you and your crew?
I never went out really on the biggest bar night. I wanted to, but I just never did. Some of it was laziness. Some of it was, a lot of it is, earlier I had Thanksgiving responsibilities, which I was always working on the day before. So, and by the time I thought about going out, I was too tired.
Absolutely. Spent you're closer to being out of college and stuff like this. Was this one that you guys would put on your calendar?
Oh yeah.
Is it because you're coming home to get together with friends and stuff?
Coming home, getting together with friends. I would come back from East Lansing, all my boys would be in town. We'd all go out. A lot of like my friends from high school, we'd all meet up at Johnny Black's, and we'd go over there and
blackout.
Have a good time, get a couple pictures, have a good time. It's
How
fun.
about you, Flannel Sam?
Oh yeah, this used to be a pretty big bar day. I mean, it's Wednesday. That's usually not the biggest bar night. So on a Wednesday, more opportunities to go out, see and be seen. Back in my single days, like meet some women. That's just another opportunity,
Single
and I took advantage.
in the club is dangerous.
I was a level of dangerous. Depends
Meet
on the
some
night.
women. I love that.
The
Meet
women's.
some women. Well, speaking of you were balling back then, but who's balling out right now? I mentioned earlier at the beginning of the show, Detroit Pistons with their broken their 7-game losing streak. Was that their 4th win of the year?
Yes. First one on the road as
First
well.
one on the road. Way to go, guys. 110-108. But forget about that. Can we talk about Jaden Ivey, please?
I'll give you permission.
Thank you, T-Foss. I want to talk about Jaden Ivey and so far what he's done to for this Pistons team, or what you've seen. What grade, I guess I'm going to ask you, Terry, what grade, if you were grading him early in the season, would you give him, and was he the right choice in your opinion? Did Troy Weaver get it right?
Well, based on rookie expectations, I'd give him an A. Because I know he turns the ball over. He still is a little, out of control at times. But the dude is, he's scoring like 20-something points recently in games. His three-point shot seems to be coming around a little bit. Still not where you want him, but he's a rookie. And he's figuring out the league. And I just think his speed is so phenomenal. And now he's getting an opportunity to play the one without Cade Cunningham. This is going to benefit him down the road, too.
Spencer.
Yes.
Where are you happy? Is he the right guy? Because I agree with Terry as far as the rookie coming in with everything else. He's only going to get better. I think he can handle all this added this added workload with Cade being out and stuff like that, and I think he's going to relish it. So, you guys are the basketball guys.
Yeah, I'm happy for it. He's playing great. Like Terry said, he's shooting is not exactly where you want, but it's better than advertised. It's better than what we thought it was going to be when he first came into the league. So you love to see that, and his passing has been much better than what I expected. The guy is making some great passes. Obviously, he has that explosiveness, that first step that you can't teach, where he's getting past everybody, getting in the lane, and then he's kicking it out. And so it's exciting to watch. It's fun basketball to watch. I do think they made the right decision in getting Jaden Ivey. I don't think that's a question anymore. The guy is a good fit. The guy is a baller. He's going to be a very good player for a long time for the Detroit Pistons.
Now, I'm going to get in trouble for saying this, but I don't give a damn. Because people are they're going to misconstrue it. But last night, when he was running the fast break, at times he reminded me of Magic Johnson.
Oh, Terry, stop! Oh, Terry, what are you doing? Terry!
Here's why.
Wow.
From this standpoint, when he was going down, you didn't know where he was going.
Yeah.
And he was looking here, then you look over here, and then the pass would go this way. So he had that oomph about him last night. It reminded me for one evening of Magic Johnson. I'm not saying this is the next coming of Magic Johnson, but that's what he reminded me of last night on the fast break.
I can see it.
All right, legend killer, don't be killing the legend over here. But what do you like about Jaden Ivey, and what grade would you give him?
Well, the good thing about
C+. That's cool.
No. The good thing about Jaden Ivey, and I think this is what we all wanted, is there's no regret. I think that we all think, for the most part, that the Detroit Pistons picked the right guy, and it's shown with his production. He's been third on the team in scoring amongst players who have played more than 10 games. He's been an extra ball handler. He's been a playmaker. He can create shots for himself. I mean, with Cade Cunningham being out, it kind of has fallen apart, but it would have fallen apart a lot more without a guy like Jaden Ivey. So I would give him an A-, and I am very, very happy that he is on the Pistons and he's playing well. Like Spencer said, his shooting hasn't been great, but it hasn't been like shoot your team out of games bad for the most part. And some games he's really went off for like 21 points, 26 points on efficiently. And those are the types of flashes we needed to see from a guy like Jaden Ivey. I would say this year he's probably been the third best rookie out of any player in this rookie class. I'd take that 10 times out of 10. So I'm very, very excited for what he can be, and hell, for what he's doing right now.
Well, this is great. I thought Flannel Sam was going to say the Pistons should release him.
I had the graphic ready.
No. I call it as I see it. But Terry, the Magic Johnson, he had 7 points on 3 for 11 shooting last night. I know he might have looked like Magic Johnson on the fast break a couple of times, but that floored even me. I'm like,
Okay,
Magic
once again,
Johnson.
you didn't listen to me. I said on the fast break.
I know,
At times,
I know.
he reminded me of Magic Johnson because you didn't know where he was going.
That's fair.
But isn't that the speed you're talking about? Even I, the non-basketball guy, can see, that the quickness, the speed, and stuff like this. Is it fair to have that expectation from Jameson Williams to have that, to see, because I can see how he's different. You mentioned the fast breaks and stuff. No matter what it looks like, gets down the court in a hurry. That ball goes end to end in a hurry.
He's fast.
That's what I'm saying.
And
but
quick.
Adds a different element, right? When you add something, that's something that not all 32 NBA teams have, do they?
No. If you're on the wing, you better be hauling ass to keep up with this guy. Because the ball slows you down a little bit. It don't slow him up that much.
Now, you've seen a ton of basketball, Terry, over the years. Does he have the workout, do you see the stuff, like you said, to improve, right? Like you said, you got to remember, he's just a rookie. He does, the turnover stuff, but the ability to improve and to be that guy for this Pistons team.
I do from this set. Mama was a coach. It still is a coach at Notre Dame. So, she was ingraining fundamentals in him as a youth. His dad is a professional athlete. He's been trained since the crib. And so that's going to translate into the National Basketball Association. There's some dudes that could just play.
Right.
They're really good. There's nothing you can do about it. But what I see in Jaden and Ivey is he can play, he's fast, and he's got fundamentals. But his skill set and his speed is so crazy that you don't see the fundamentals.
But isn't it one of these things that the rest of it's will eventually catch up to it?
Sure.
Where he will be able to play on all aspects of the game.
Absolutely.
So where we're at right now, obviously 4 wins. What do you look for? What do you want from this Pistons team moving forward? Obviously, it's
Wembanyama.
What's that?
Wembanyama.
Oh, so now we're looking to the draft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So right now, and I think it's okay, right? It's okay right now if we talk about it in the Pistons.
If we're talking Cade Cunningham being shut down, because that's the talk, then yeah, you need to bring some more talent in here, because they're not going to make the playoffs, not going to win an NBA title, they're going to lose a whole bunch of games because you're not going to have Cade, and you got a few more injuries, so you may as well look forward to next year. And developing Jalen Durham, developing Ivey, and making them better players, because these are the guys that are going to be leaders on this team 5-6 years down the road.
My question to you, because obviously it's sort of this year, it's obviously been a throwaway season, other than it's going to be development stuff like this. Do you see how many of these guys, because you've been around championship locker rooms for the Pistons, do they have guys on this roster right now that'll be part of the next championship, or at least that?
Yeah, they do.
Run?
But there's going to be a whole bunch of guys that are not going to be here. And I'm trying to figure out, the ones that definitely be here, Durham, unless they find somebody to trade him for this absolutely phenomenal, Jaden Ivey and Cade Cunningham. Those are the 3 guys right there. Now, what they need is a guy that's not on the roster. They need a guy who's going to be a shot blocker or somebody that's going to play defense in the lane. Because I'll tell you, I saw a play the other day against the Boston Celtics. Jason Tatum running down the court. There's 3 Pistons in the paint. Tatum gets the pass outside of the lane, and he just kind of, floats through the lane, reverse layup. Pistons did nothing. They looked at him and said, damn, this dude can play.
Nobody fouled him. Nobody tried to get his way.
I'm not even talking about fouling. Challenge the dude.
Right.
Scared. Go boo.
Even you and I.
Do something.
You and I could do. Well, you know what? if you got scared, Flannel, who would you go to?
I go
protection?
I go to Swiss Insurance, but not. We're not talking about Hammond Swiss. We're talking about Swiss Insurance Group. With the holiday season here, Swiss Insurance wants to remind you to insure those gifts of jewelry or collectibles. In the last
This Black Friday weekend, come celebrate the grand opening of the new freestanding Feldman Jeep store. Enjoy free food, live radio remotes from Woodward Sports, and even an autograph signing by former Detroit Red Wing Darren McCarty. Plus, receive a free $100 gas card with a purchase of a new vehicle. Come Jeep out this Friday and Saturday at the new Feldman Jeep at 8731 Dixie Highway in Clarkston.
By now you know me, Christina Schnari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Downtown Detroit is all decked out this holiday season with the return of the Cadillac Lodge and the Monroe Street Midway. The Midway has a giant slide, winter bumper cars, and an indoor arcade. Plus, you can grab drinks at the Lodge before or after games. Shop, eat, and play downtown all winter long. Check them out at deckedoutdetroit.com.
Welcome back. What's going on? Sorry about that, Flannel. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports, Terry Foster, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter here on this Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Yeah, you can see T. Foss and I and the boys will be out at Feldman and Clarkston on Friday for Black Friday. Come out and check out their deals. We haven't invaded that showroom yet, T. That'll be a new one for us.
We are not. I'm looking forward to it.
How is your vehicle search going for your young man?
It is going well. We put a deposit on the car today.
Terry Foster, just not talking about it, being about it, working with Feldman. You stick around long enough, and man, you're going to want to drive off the lot with something.
Well, the wife was like, she wants to wrap it up at the beginning of 2023. I'm like, no, let's do it now. What are we waiting for? We know the boy needs a car. I want him to drive his ass back to school on Sunday. What are we waiting for?
Now, wait, could it be like a insurance or a tax, or is it a reason, maybe a rebate or something like this, or Mama just doesn't
she just is very cautious. She wants a mechanic to look at the car. She wants Uncle Alfred to look at the car, and I'm like,
well, make sure you feed him his Thanksgiving plate first.
We will do that. But he's from Louisiana, so he wants Cajun food, so we can't help him this year.
Well, there you go.
But I'm like, we see the car, we like the car drives cool to me.
So I love the conversation. Did you tell Junior this or no? He doesn't know.
Yeah, he
yet.
drove it yesterday for the first time.
Oh, he did. So he
loves the car.
So what do you think? When will it be the New Year, or will it be before Christmas? Will it be next week? When do you think?
Probably be next week.
Next week. All right. We'll be looking for the delivery from the Feldman vehicle to the Foster family
It'll
next
be the
week.
last time I have to drive him to school.
Last time, T. Foster out of the school driving business. Well, who's in the goal scoring business? That would be your Detroit Red Wings. Yes, we were sitting here a little bit worried, so to speak. Could they turn it around? They started out on the road in their long Western road trip, not doing too well, losing a few games, but they came back, won a couple, and a 2-1-1 on the road trip. Coming back home, 9-5-4 overall. Play Nashville tonight. Like I said, 13 goals in their last 2 games. Seems like have righted the ship. Big game against Nashville tonight. Terry, what I wanted to get your response to this, because I read an article that I want to be down in the Detroit Red Wings locker room when I heard that Coach Derek Lalonde had invited Coach Dan Campbell to come and talk to the Red Wings.
Right.
What did you think when you heard that?
I loved it. I like cross pollination between the teams in Detroit. And Dan Campbell, I'm going to guess, doesn't know a lot about hockey, but he knows about motivating athletes. He will give them a message that will resonate with them. He will give them a message that maybe going into a game like 3-4 weeks down the road, somebody might think about something he says, and it might help them. So I'm all for it. I like motivational speakers.
I absolutely love this. I love this on every other level, but you mentioned exactly right. Bringing all the young athletes in this town and the coaches and whatever, because we all cheer for each other. I mean, all those playoff runs, you know, with whether it was the Bad Boys, whether it was the Tigers, whether it was that. The other sports guys are your biggest fans. So a lot of us are friends, you know. Like I mentioned, I just did that Hobnob Gobble with Lindsey Hunter last week. You get to see guys like him, obviously do stuff with Calvin. Known him for a long time. Bobby Higginson, former Tiger, was a good buddy of mine. So
you know what tickles me? Athletes, when they meet athletes outside of their sports, they seem nervous.
We are. We're the same as everybody else. Where we have our favorites also, and it's like we don't look at it. We don't look at it like that. We look at it like everybody else does. I try to, you know, empathize how I feel meeting a few different people that I've had. You know, I'm very fortunate that I've got to meet a lot of the famous people that I wanted to meet. You know, and get to, you know, have that conversation. Right. I just got to get a picture and meet Lil Jon the other day.
All right.
So that was
really?
That was real cool too.
But I remember I got to see a full interaction of Darius Slay meeting Kobe Bryant at the Palace. And Darius wanted to meet him, and he wanted to sign something. And so Darius is like a 12-year-old in front of Kobe Bryant.
Absolutely.
And then he asked him, because Kobe was telling him that he respected his game, and Darius like, you see me play? Oh, of course, yeah. I know who you are.
I think that's where you mentioned the fact of Dan Campbell might not be the biggest hockey fan, but in meeting, he's a sports fan. So he's aware, right. And I just know that, you know, guys as ingrained into the culture that he talks about and want to be, well, that's, you know, Red Wings, Pistons, Tigers, everything like that.
But when you look at Dan Campbell, let's say you were heading up an accounting firm, and sales have been slumped a little bit, and they haven't been really good. I'd want Dan Campbell to talk to my team.
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah.
You motivate.
If you own a McDonald's, Dan Campbell can come in and talk before the afternoon shift. Come on in. I'd have him do that.
No,
you don't know anything about flipping burgers.
It would be interesting. The point is that when he does, I want to be down there and listening to it also too, because a lot of things, guys, life's about perspective, right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes, and I'll be the first one to admit it, that when somebody changes my perspective, that's what we try to do here. Big D Energy is give you something else to think about. But yeah, that'll be interesting. We'll have to keep an eye on it because that'll probably happen sooner than later. But the biggest thing to my point is that look at all the youth in this town with our athletes. Our biggest athletes are, you know, they're young. So if they get to interact and do different things, and it's community, it's culture. It's not just the sports and events. It's getting involved in the charity events and helping each other and being a part of each other's golf tournaments and whatever it is that's important, because it's about being, you know, the Detroit, the Michigan, and stuff like this. And I think this is a great way to kick that off. Right, so
absolutely,
you know, that's always off. How about back to the Red Wings, Terry? Is there anything that concerns you still? You had to be happy with the offensive output at the end of the road trip. What do you expect coming home? Because this is a big homestand.
Yeah, it is. Once again, consistently inconsistent. I mean, against Columbus, they look great. At the end of the road trip, maybe not so much, but I don't really take that into consideration. That's not one of my concerns, because I expect a team to look bad at the end of a West Coast trip. That's just the way it goes for the most part.
Well,
So-
you know what they say, right? You're bad early in the West Coast trip because you're doing some team bonding.
Yeah.
I mean, that's maybe what we hope, but that's one of the things I think that you notice as you're getting guys back in the lineup is that, you know, we're pretty good on forwards. You know, I was down doing the poker charity thing, and the funny thing is we got a picture at Motor City doing the Red Wing charity poker tournament, and Robbie Fabry, who hasn't played because of his knee injury, was there, and he knelt down in front for the picture, which I was saying, cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
Sooner
looks good.
Sooner than later, right?
Yeah, that's I was listening to Daniela Bruce and Ken Cal talking about it, and they said Fabry's looking good in warm-ups. Like, he's moving fast. He looks like he's ready to get out there.
Well, they got the assets on there, and it's slowly but surely coming down to it. So big. This is where they've done it. I mean, we're going to reiterate it, right? Reiterate it. You're coming home. Mentioned it yesterday. If they have this 5-game homestand, you know, can go 3-1-1 on this homestand. You know, now you're starting to do what good teams do, and it's separate yourself. So no game's easy. Anybody that's heading down there, I'll be actually down in the beer garden at 5:30 signing autographs. So if you're down there early, we will see you around then. We're going to take a quick break here. Guys, because our lordship has come down off the mountain in Bahamas and is going to join us. Yes, our fearless leader, the heel, Neil Rule, when we get back here. But Spanny, tell me about that Moneyball stuff, bro.
Moneyball, of course, because Moneyball is the only way to ball.
Is he coming down off the mountain?
Whether you want the latest look in athletic apparel or you need new uniforms for your team, Moneyball has it all. Stop in Moneyball showroom in Southfield and experience the only way to ball, or visit moneyballsportswear.com. Join Woodward Sports Network's own Braylon Edwards on Black Friday from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., and you can win Lions or Pistons tickets, plus store-wide sales up to 50% off. Moneyball, the only way to ball.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991? Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Planet Fitness is the official studio sponsor of Woodward Sports, also home of the judgment-free zone where you can work out for only $10 a month or upgrade to the Black Card for unlimited guest privileges, hydro massage, and more. Join in club today or go to planetfitness.com. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Welcome back, Big D Energy. Oh, it looks, you know what? It looks like the firewalls down in the Bahamas might be controlled by Michigan fans. Why do I say that? Spenmo, you got to update. Neil having trouble?
Yeah, Neil,
getting through the firewalls?
He's getting a blue screen. It's the firewall problem. I told him he can try his phone without Wi-Fi, so we'll see if we can get him on.
No, it's going to be tough for him because he's under the jurisdiction of the Bahamian phone system. I've been in that bubble before. It's rough getting phone calls out.
Yeah.
And plus, Neil is going to have to get a raise because the rates are so high that he's not going to be able to afford his phone bill
But
next
Terry,
month.
didn't you bring that up, that it's the old I can't connect thing because he's out on that 120-foot yacht he was bragging about?
He's probably 5-6 miles out to sea.
5-6 miles out to sea. Anyway, so look at, there's your Thanksgiving Day gift for all you Michigan people that didn't want Neil to come on here and hammer you down right now. We'll probably have him on Friday.
Yeah,
so
he'll be back
that.
Friday to mess.
But let me
Michigan.
take this opportunity, Terry, and let's talk a little bit about Michigan going into Ohio State on Saturday. Obviously, a lot of questions on availability and health. 100%. My question to you is: you don't expect? Do you expect Blake Corum, Donovan Edwards, Mike Moore? Do you expect them to play? And how healthy will they be?
I do not know that answer, but I think it's critical that they do play. And if they're not healthy, then it's going to be a long day for Michigan. Jim Harbaugh wants to run the ball. I'm convinced, and people are saying, let's go upfield, let's go upfield. There's going to be a new game plan. No, there's not. Did you just meet Jim Harbaugh? He's going to try to shove it up Ohio State's ass, and that's the way he wins football games. There's no new game plan. It's Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards or bust.
Sam?
Oh boy. So if Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards, if both of them don't play or both of them are even limited, I don't like their chances because I don't want to see CJ Stokes and Isaiah Gash just get consistent carries, because Terry's right. There's really not, I don't think they're saving this prolific passing offense for the Ohio State game. And it's the same with Mike Morris. You saw even last week against Illinois, they couldn't get any pressure on their quarterback, Tommy DeVito. And Mike Morris has been their best pass rusher. He's been their most consistent pass rusher. And the only way that you can beat this Ohio State offense is first stop the run, which I think they can, but you got to put pressure on CJ Stroud, for the love of God, because if he can sit back there, throw it to Marvin Harrison Jr., Emeka Buka, Julian Fleming, even if Jackson Smith and Jigba is playing, Michigan is dead. However, I do think a fully healthy Michigan team can beat Ohio State, and I would expect him to beat Ohio State. But the question is, can Blake Corum be fully healthy a week removed from that knee injury that nobody seems to know what it is or the severity? We don't know anything about Donovan Edwards' injury. They keep it very buttoned up under the table at Michigan. You don't know. You're not getting any answers. So I think it's up in the air right now.
Before we keep getting into this, I did get some contact with Neil. He texted me this, and he told me to say, well, see you later. He sends his regards on Thanksgiving. That's the view he's looking at right now.
Well, then maybe I'm going to throw him under the bus. And just as he's enjoying that beautiful weather down there.
I wouldn't do that quite yet. It's a possibility he fell overboard.
Okay. I do not want that. The pontoon, I don't have the money you're talking about. He needs it for the phone bill from out there. I need it for gas for this pontoon. But Terry, I'm going to go devil's advocate here, right? Because the way that this end-all be-all game was setting up, does Michigan not have for that the part of the fan base that wants to use it sort of a built-in excuse of why not now? Or
they always make excuses because Michigan never loses legit. It's always something up. But if Blake Corum is out there, they have the ingredients they need to win. And Donovan Edwards, if he plays, there's no excuses. So, Ohio State is not Ohio State. They're closer to earth than they've ever been, except maybe for last year. So this dominant Ohio State team we've seen the last 15 years is not there anymore. They're good. They're damn good, but they're not all that in a bag of chips.
But isn't it this? The disappointing thing is I wanted everybody to be healthy, or the fact to be playing, because I think that these are two as evenly matched up teams, or two teams that this should be a good game. Like, what is the key? Can Michigan keep Ohio State under 30?
They could. Don't expect it. It'll be low 30s for Ohio State.
Aren't you the one here to make a commitment, Terry? Make a commitment.
That's true.
I'm telling you.
It's low 30s?
There's a difference between
could. How does he do it to me all the time?
It's not. True.
Right? So are you saying high 20s or low 30s?
I'm saying low 30s.
Okay.
I'm saying they could, but they won't.
What if Ohio State gets to low 30s? Can Michigan win that game?
Yes.
They can.
They can win that game.
But not without those guys you're talking about.
Correct.
You don't think, does anybody here think J.J. McCarthy can have the game of his life and come on out and hit those deep balls, and next thing you know, it's the second coming? Does anybody here believe that will happen?
But he won't.
You know what? I'll tell you what. If Spencer Rattler can have a South Carolina legacy game, then damn it, so can J.J. McCarthy.
6 touchdowns.
No, I mean, but for real, I do think that J.J. McCarthy could hit a deep ball or two. He hit one to Andrell Anthony last week that Andrell Anthony dropped, and it would have been a touchdown. So I could see him.
You know why he dropped it?
Why did he drop it?
He's so shocked that the ball actually got there.
Hey, that's actually a decent point. But if you're Andrell Anthony, if you have that few of opportunities, you got to take advantage. But no, I do think J.J. McCarthy can play a good game. I think this can be his springboard. But they need their running offense, their rushing offense to work. I say that if Blake Corum is on the field, if Donovan Edwards is on the field, if either one of them are on the field, one or the other, there's no excuse. They got to go win this game, because if you're too hurt to play, stay off the field. So I think that Michigan has a very, very good chance. I think they can hold, assuming Mike Morris plays, Ohio State to 27 or 28, and that Michigan could score between 31 and 34. I think there definitely is a pathway. I hope at least one of Donovan Edwards or Blake Corum plays, if not both.
Who would you choose if you had to pick one?
Ooh.
I would probably pick Blake Corum, just because he's been the engine of this offense. He's been probably the best running back in college football, the most consistent. Donovan Edwards, I think, is the more talented back. He is a better.
Tired. If I was Neil, then I'd be dropping names like whatever else. This guy. But go ahead, bud.
Neil says he's the third best running back in the Big Ten.
He can be the best, but did Donovan Edwards? But you need either one. Can we agree on that?
One or the other, or else they're losing. I don't want C.J. Stokes and Isaiah
You want
Gash
Blake
getting carries.
Corum experience.
But isn't the reality of here's the question too? Isn't the reality of, is it all J.J. McCarthy, or do they have the receiving core to do what is asked? Because we don't talk about that, right? Because that receiving core, as you mentioned, the running backs that you don't want to have to fill in and gash and stuff like this, but that the receiving core to me hasn't really bailed out the quarterback.
God, I thought it was going to be a strength of their team, but Cornelius Johnson hasn't really done anything. Roman Wilson dropping passes, he hasn't done a whole lot. Andrell Anthony has been a complete ghost. Did you know he has 7 catches this whole season? Nice. I thought he was the most talented receiver on the team. The only receiving threats that you can really count on to me are Ronnie Bell, Luke Schoonmaker, and occasionally Donovan Edwards out of the backfield. The receivers have not done J.J. McCarthy any favors. The passing game as a whole has looked a little broken.
Is Schoonmaker in?
I don't know. He's another one.
That is, to me,
I think he might be out.
That's what I'm saying, and I think that is a bigger, because obviously Blake Corum's not going to be 100%. Right, or Edwards won't be 100%, but it's Schoonby, because we see, even for JJ, everybody needs that security valve, and he doesn't have one now.
The one thing I will say to that, to push back a little bit, is I think Colston Loveland, their backup tight end, is a better, more talented player, and he has made some plays in the last couple of games. But yeah, Luke Schoonmaker this whole year has kind of been that safety valve, him and Ronnie Bell. So losing Schoonmaker could be tough. I think Colston Loveland can get the job done, though. I really do.
Well, and you mentioned a name right there, is that a guy who missed last year, that's something to prove. Maybe they allow Ronnie Bell to, have a day. Have a day.
Yeah.
You know where you can have a day if you want, because it's a freebie. It's Thanksgiving. You know it. Ribbit. Big Frog. Yeah, Big Frog and Novi. Get a free Woodward Sports t-shirt. That's right, a free Woodward Sports t-shirt all month long at Big Frog and Novi. Just stop in. Tell them T-Foss sent you. They'll print you one up. Bing, bang, boom, right on the spot. Big Frog Novi. Get there today. Get your free t-shirt and visit them online at bigfrog.com/Novi.
Feldman, the #1 name for Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, is getting bigger and better. This Black Friday weekend, come celebrate the grand opening of the new freestanding Feldman Jeep store. Enjoy free food, live radio remotes from Woodward Sports, and even an autograph signing by former Detroit Red Wing Darren McCarty. Plus, receive a free $100 gas card with the purchase of a new vehicle. Come Jeep out this Friday and Saturday at the new Feldman Jeep at 8731 Dixie Highway in Clarkston.
For a limited time only, all new burgers and loaded fries at Big Boy. It's not a Slim Jim, it's the Big Jim. The chili cheese is such a tease. Guess what else is new? The bacon blue. How about upgrading those fries? Chili cheese fries, baked potato fries, nacho fries, what will it be? Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
My name is Lee. I've lost 35 pounds on the Custom Health Center program. So the 3 biggest benefits that I've gotten from this program has been I'm not snoring anymore, I have a lot of energy, it's great, and oh, by the way, look at this. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
At Alta, uptime matters. Alta equipment has everything you need to get the job done right. You got a big project coming up. Alta Rent, they got you covered. Give them a call today, 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA. Darren McCarty, Terry Foster, Flannel Sam, Spend Mo Racks. You can catch him later on today, 5 to 7. Woodward Heavyweight. Stick around 2 to 4 today for the final word, a.k.a. they call it the bottom line, but we call it what T-Foss
I like
does.
the final word, man. That's better.
Everybody out there, anyways, want you to have a safe and happy Thanksgiving, no matter who you are spending it with, whether you're going down to the Lions game, whether you're going downtown for the parade, whether you got to make a few stops like D-Mac does, or you got to be like T-Foss and you got to just kick back.
One stop and chill.
One stop shop. Here we go.
Now, have we confirmed that Neil has been eaten by sharks?
It is not confirmed. I looked, when you guys mentioned that up, I brought his Find a Phone because I have it on my map. It was still blinking, so either he got eaten and the shark didn't get the phone, but we'll find out. Stick to, you can catch Neil. He's down in the Bahamas doing the Oakland Grizzlies basketball game in their tournament time. So I guess if you can't spend Thanksgiving with the family, you might as well spend it down there. Dude. KO added to the Brawling Brutes. We're talking WWE, who's my favorite Survivor Series team that's coming on this weekend. So I'll take the Brawling Brutes because, Drew McIntyre, the Scottishman, he's my guy. So any big plans this weekend? Anybody? What's your best bet? Or the best bet on the board tomorrow? Which one you going to live and die with, Spence?
Best bet on the board tomorrow, I'm going to go Cowboys with the points. I do. I think their defense is insane. I think that pass rush is good. You see what our pass rush did to Daniel Jones in the Lions versus Giants game? Cowboys pass rush is the best in the league, so I think they're going to go out there. They're going to tear them up.
Derek, best bet tomorrow.
I'm going Lions. I think Buffalo's a very good team. I don't think they're that great. They're on the road. Lions are at home. Thanksgiving. And, the Lions have found something about themselves. And I think that point spread is way too big.
Flannel?
Yeah, of course, for me, it's the Lions because I expect them to win outright. But to cover the spread, absolutely. I think it's the best bet of the day. I don't know how much I'm going to lay on it, though. It'll kind of show my faith, but we'll see. I'll put a couple bucks down on the Lions and feel pretty confident.
Well, I would go Lions too. Anytime Terry bets the Lions, you got to jump on board with them because he always says, "Don't bet the Lions or don't bet against the Lions."
That's
but
true.
when he does, it cashes in. So, if you like the parlay, I think we all agree Cowboys, Lions in that parlay. Any big plans for the biggest bar night of the year?
I may go to a CMU fundraiser at the Detroit Distillery.
Oh.
What you do is you just go down there, have some appetizers. They give you a couple shots of their bourbon and rye.
Which from listening to you and Neil talk is one of the better ones, Detroit Distillery. You guys are fans of that.
Yeah, well, I do. I even have the single barrel bourbon that they have. So I may do that, and then after that, chill at home.
Chilling at home.
I'll be home by 7.
Yeah, I got the hockey game, and then we'll be chilling at home. What about you, Spence? You going out to rave night tonight?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get out there. My boys are asking me what I'm doing today, so I think we're gonna go out. Probably hit up Coonan for a little bit. Slam some beers there. Maybe go somewhere else.
You know, you got to work till 7. By the time you get out of here, so you got to slam those like 9%ers.
Exactly.
Right? That's it. You got to play catch up. Flannel?
Not to be boring married guy, but honestly, ever since I got in a relationship with my now wife, I kind of tamed myself out a little bit, and I'm okay with it. And we're kind of coming from the high of the wedding and still kind of in sensory overload mode. So I think we're gonna just stay home and chill, and I'm perfectly okay with it. 4 years ago, me would have been surprised.
See, he had to say that. He just got married. I want to be with my baby. He had to say it.
Yeah. That's a good one though.
No,
I'm curious to see what he
I
says
thought he was
next
going to
year.
say, me and the missus, we're in charge of cooking the pies. Oh, quick, favorite pie on Thanksgiving? Or favorite pie.
Favorite pie on Thanksgiving.
So you're telling me that your favorite pie isn't available to you on Thanksgiving?
I never get my favorite pie on Thanksgiving.
What is it?
My favorite pie is cherry pie.
Cherry pie? Well, you go up to Traverse City for the Cherry Fest.
No. I go to this place. No, I've been to Cherry Fest. And you know what? I never find cherries up there.
You can't get cherry pie at the Cherry Fest.
I haven't
That's
seen
a
them.
T-Foss fact right there, guys. I just thought I'd throw it your way. So you don't get cherry pie at Thanksgiving. What do you go with?
Sweet potato pie.
Sweet potato pie. Spenmo.
I used to be a manager at Grand Traverse Pie in East Lansing.
I used to be a manager at Grand Traverse Pie.
I've been there
Love
before.
your quiche, by the way.
Quiche is good.
Yeah.
The pie, our head baker used to make me, her name's Jess, she used to make me one special. It'd be the apple pie with the crumble mountain crust, and she'd put peanut butter and honey in it. It was so good. But Thanksgiving, I'm a pecan pie guy all the way. Love pecan pie.
Flannel, finish it off, kid. Are you allowed to eat pie?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you're married. I forgot.
Honey Bun allows it.
Yes, but I'm going to have to go with Spencer. Pecan pie with some whipped cream on it. It's my aunt. That's usually where we go for Thanksgiving, and they make a really damn good one. I'm actually really looking forward to it. Pecan pie for the win. Close second would be pumpkin.
Grab me the Cool Whip and dunk a slice right into it. I'll eat it right out of the bowl. Anyways, out there, thanks for joining us today.
It's not Cool Whip, it's Cool
Whip. And on that note, we will see you guys live from Feldman's and Clarkson. Come on out. I know I'm doing some signing down there. If you're going down to the Wings game, look for the mayor. I'll be cruising around the concourse before. For Spenmo Rax, for Flannel Sam, for Terry Foster, I'm Darren McCarty. Big D Energy. Deuces. We're out.